Hello guys, welcome to a new... What the frick am I doing with my hands? Hello guys, welcome to a new video. I'm a German and today I'm going to react to Ryan West reacting to The Truth About Living in Germany American Reaction. So the video is by Ryan West, check it out, leave a like and subscribe. Ryan West, nice channel if you want to learn about Germany or if you're a German and want to see how an American reacts to German stuff. Really nice channel and he's reacting to The Truth About Living in Germany. Let's go.
Hello. How are you?
Hello, I'm
Happy
fine.
2023.
Thank
Happy
you.
New Year.
Yeah, guys, happy 2023. Hope it's a good year for you.
Years. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for making this
Exciting year
video.
will be.
All right,
The truth
about living,
about
in,
living
Germany.
in Germany.
The video is by Lifey, so probably check them out too.
Ooh, catchy title. It worked on me. I want to know what's the truth.
All right.
So when I landed in
So that's an American saying the truth about living in Germany.
Germany, I remember the first thing that was kind of a shock was hopping on a train. I had never been on a train. Now it seems really normal, but I hopped on a train, went through the beautiful countrysides of Germany down.
I did see the first comment that said, when he said, first thing that shocked me was hopping on a train. We all expected a joke, didn't we?
Yeah, like it must be a joke in Germany, like everyone takes the train. By the way, I like how he has like 1,239 notifications.
Oof. All right. I mean, that would be strange. I've never been on a train.
What?
Now that
Why?
I think about it. Subway,
Why?
yes.
Just
To a
why?
little city called Marana. And I remember being kind of shocked at how small it was and that we had a car. And then there were little tiny things that were shocking to me. I mean, just for the fun of saying what they were, there was like a light switch. They're not like switches, they're kind of like pads. So
Yeah.
you hit a whole entire pad, or the pillows.
What?
Yeah.
What? German light pad.
No,
Huh?
that, no,
Like
that's
what?
not. That's not. No. Search
What does
switch.
this mean?
Yeah, switch. Yeah. Let me.
What is that?
Yes, that's a German light switch, and we have some. I mean, not special, but we have some light switches in like staircases, like public, not public, but if you live like in a big house with multiple apartments and multiple families living there, you usually find certain light switches in the staircase, which well, you can press them to turn the light on, but you can't turn the light off. The light turns off automatically after a short time. And these usually have this little light here in the middle. So when the big light is off, the small light is on, and when you turn the light on, these turns off. It's to better see them in the dark. Yeah, but that's how a German light switch is. I mean, we have different types. We have like older looking ones, we have like more modern looking ones, and we have, and if you have, for example, let's say you have on a wall 4 lights and you want to like control them 2 you may have these little light switches, so 2 little side by side. I know the US has like small light switches, you know, yeah, like this one here, but I've seen in other European countries, for example, I've been to France many times, and they have these light switches too, so not just in Germany. That's a common thing. But I can actually show you in my room. Here you see, that's the German light switch. Yeah, that's it basically.
Does it? So it rocks?
Yeah.
Well, that's nifty. I like that.
Yeah.
Probably easier to find in the dark. You just slap the wall. You'll probably hit it. It's
Being
big.
drunk at 7 a.m. be like.
They're not rectangle, they're squares, and they're a whole entire pad. Or the pillows, they're not rectangle, they're squares. And
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. Let me show you. Yes, they are. They are. Let me show you. Here we have 2 types of German pillows. We have the rectangle, the normal one he was talking about. Fancy colors, by the way. And we have square ones. This is like obviously not a sleeping pillow. This is just a pillow I have on my bed for like, you know, chilling. But yeah, sleeping pillows in Germany can look like this. Of course, a bit bigger if it's a sleeping pillow, but square like this. But I like these more because I don't really like it when my pillow goes all the way down the neck to my back. I think that's not comfortable for me to sleep. I like these more. But I actually thought, the first time I saw the first minute already, the first time I saw this video, I literally thought that these are the weird ones. But apparently these are the weird ones. And it really depends on how the person you're staying at likes it. Because some people have the square ones, some people have the rectangle ones. You can find both easily in Germany. But in hotels, they usually have the square ones, I would say. But also it depends. But yeah.
This guy's lying.
There are windows.
Well, no,
they
he's
don't
not.
open up and down or side to side. They
Yeah, he
tip
reacted
in
to
and
that
out,
already.
and they open kind of like a door.
Can open
the
them like
pillows
it. Can like open them a bit. So just let some air in without opening it completely.
Actually, square.
Yeah,
So
they're square.
there was a lot of little differences like that. They have, I mean, our apartment had our washer and dryer in the kitchen, and then I thought that was just our apartment, and then I realized a lot of apartments are like that. So those were little tiny things.
That is strange. It almost becomes like the kitchen is more like the cleaning area.
No.
It's where dishes and laundry is all clean.
Nope, that's not the point. The point is, if you're like living in an apartment, you usually don't have much space, and so you don't have space for a separate laundry room. And as the kitchen is usually one of the biggest rooms in an apartment, I would say, this is the place you might have the most space to put it in, because you don't want to put it in the living room, do you? So they put it there. But in most houses or in most apartments I've seen, they have a separate laundry room, or as we have it in the bathroom, usually. But in small apartments where you don't have space, you put it in the kitchen. But in most apartments, or at least from my friends and stuff, I've never seen it in the kitchen actually. But yeah, and I know that in America, if you live like in a big apartment complex, house complex with multiple apartments, you might have a central laundry room, like in the basement of the house or something. That's not in Germany. Some people in Germany have their laundry room in the basement, but we don't have central laundry rooms for every habitant of a big house or something. That's not a thing in Germany. We have laundry, like self-service laundry stores you can go to, or we have also stores where you can bring your clothes to be cleaned. But yeah,
Rather than just food. Like in America, the kitchen to me is a place where food is prepared.
yeah.
But it
Same
sounds
in
like
Germany.
in Germany,
As
the
I said,
kitchen
it's-
is where things are cleaned.
Nah, it's the space. It's just really the space.
But you guys are probably like, that's dumb.
Things, but nothing big. My favorite food in Germany is just schnitzel and rotkohl.
I like schnitzel.
Rotkohl is just red cabbage.
I don't like red cabbage,
and
but schnitzel
they
is
would
nice.
have Klöße, so that's
What?
basically rotkohl is just red cabbage.
Yeah.
And they would have Klöße, so that's
Klöße. He means Klöße. Yeah, let me show you Klöße real quick. Klöße. These are Klöße. So it's made out of potato. It's made out of potato, and it's just little balls of potato, and it tastes delicious. And you can serve it with like schnitzel and other meat instead of just potatoes, so it brings some variation. Sometimes they fill the Klöße with like a sort of filling with breadcrumbs, basically. You might also fill it with other stuff, but yeah, and we have also Klößchen, which is like the smaller version. That's why there is the en at the end. But yeah, that's Klöße, and they taste delicious.
basically it looks
You
like
can
a
make
potato,
them yourself
but
or
it's,
buy them like
but
in a supermarket, and then you just need to cook them
it's not. It's
like
just
rice or noodles.
a dumpling. I guess that's what it is in
A
English.
dumpling?
And
What's a dumpling? Like, I'm dumb, but what's a dumpling in English? Okay, no, Klöße are not really dumplings, because Teigtasch is so basically a bag of butter or of like dough, but they're not made out of, like, they're made out of potato, usually.
And,
So there's no, yeah, I don't
and
know.
that was my favorite.
I
was
don't
when we
really
just
know how to make them, but
had schnitzel, rotkohl, and Klöße.
I don't like red cabbage.
I also really liked rouladen,
Sounds good.
What?
which was just meat rolled up in.
The
and
what?
They'd make rouladen,
Sounds good.
which was just meat.
Rouladen, rouladen, yeah, go show you that as well. Rouladen are basically, these are rouladen. So it's basically meat, which you roll up in meat, so you fill meat with meat, basically. And we have also something called Kohlroulade. Let's say what I'm I need to look cool in English. Yeah, so cabbage. So it's basically you have a leaf of cabbage, and you roll the meat in the leaf of cabbage.
Rolled up
We did like
and
in winter
they'd marinate
times,
it
in
and it just tasted
autumn.
really good.
Rolled up in what? Wait, the meat itself is just rolled up? Well, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that I mean that's
Anything
awesome.
just meat
With
is,
sauce
is
and
gonna be
potatoes
I
and
like
some
their
kind
meat.
of vegetables.
Simply said.
great. I like your meat.
I really learned to like red cabbage, which I disliked. I also liked sauerkraut. Didn't like that either.
Don't like
So,
sauerkraut. No,
But
thank you.
I've never had sauerkraut.
by the end, I pretty much liked anything they put in front of me. The weather in Germany is similar to here in Utah. I mean, the hots are a little bit hotter and the colds are a little bit colder due to the humidity. I really like their traditions that revolve around music and the tradition.
I didn't know it got like particularly hot in Germany.
Well, it doesn't get particularly hot. I mean, in normal summers, if you have a hot day, the temperature will be around 30 degrees Celsius. We also had this year like 35 degrees Celsius. That was like a maximum, I think, due to climate change and stuff, but it's not getting particularly that hot.
That's interesting.
That revolve around Christmas. They start Christmas at the very beginning of December, and they have the Advent site, which
Yes.
is the time of the Advent, and they have these Advent calendars and they have Advent wreaths, and they celebrate each Sunday prior to
Yes.
the Christmas morning, and that's a tradition that I would want to hold up for the rest of my life with my
Yeah, so Advent calendars, basically, you can buy them in stores, for example, from chocolate brands or something. And it's just, you start at the 1st of December and you have a door for each day. And you open the door and inside you find a little goodie, like often if it's chocolate or something. Sometimes also parents make it, it's usually made for kids, and sometimes parents also make it themselves for the kids. And they put like little toys in it or little goodies like chocolate. It's awesome. And usually the door of the 25th is the biggest, and the door where you celebrate Nikolaus. I don't know what's that in English, but the guy you celebrate on the 6th of December. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's nice. And on Advent Sonntage, yeah, these are the Advent Sundays, we celebrate with an Adventskranz. So it's basically made out of, you know, the tree. I don't know what it's called, but the tree, out of Christmas tree things. You take like a thing like here, like this one, and then you decorate it with stuff, and you put on 4 candles, and each Sunday you light up a new candle plus the candles from last week. So on first Advent you light up 1 candle. On second Advent, we call it Erster Advent, Zweiter Advent. On second Advent, you light up the first 2 candles, and so on and so on. And on the fourth Advent, you will light up the 4th candle. And that's a few days before Christmas, usually.
my family.
But that's all.
And another tradition that I found interesting was they open their gifts on Christmas Eve,
Yeah, on Christmas.
which was interesting to me. I always thought you do it Christmas morning, but
No.
Germans are.
So you guys are telling me it's a huge deal if you wish someone happy birthday the day before.
Yeah, it's a huge deal to celebrate,
birthday.
to say happy birthday
But the
before
day before Christmas, you guys all just celebrate Christmas. Happy Christmas, Merry Christmas. Oh, yeah, let's do everything.
Yeah, so basically on 24th, you will have like dinner with the family, and you will open the presents before or after dinner. But on 24th, usually, we have like 3 days of public holidays, so where stores are closed. So stores on Christmas Eve, usually, like if we talk about grocery store chains and stuff, they usually close at like 2 p.m. And on New Year's Eve, they close like at 4 p.m. And on 25th and 26th, stores are completely closed and it's a public holiday. I know that in some other European countries, like France, for example, the 26th is not a public holiday, just the 25th. And I think that's better. I mean, the 26th is a pretty useless holiday, in my opinion. But yeah, so we open them on 24th. Some people go to church beforehand or afterwards, usually beforehand, and they make like a play. Usually in churches, they make like a play, like the birth of the Christ, you know, the whole story around it. They make a play out of it, kids playing or also adults, depending on where you go. And then you open the presents usually before. And I know, for example, in countries like in France, they open them on 25th. And in families where they don't have young kids, they usually wait until midnight and open them on 25th at like midnight or like at the morning. But in Germany, it's like on 24th. and then we go to bed normally, basically.
Thing.
So we don't stay up late, really that late on Christmas Eve, but of course on New Year's Eve till 2, 3 in the morning, maybe.
A little bit different that way. Let's see. Another cultural thing about Germany is the public transportation. So you don't see as many cars in cities, and the roads aren't very wide because they all take public transportation.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you will still see cars, but most people, like when going to work, take public transportation because, for example, we have for example, in bigger cities, we have usually S-Bahn, which is like a regional short distance train inside of a city, or like an overground metro subway thing. And well, these are usually faster if you think of traffic and stuff. But yeah, and for example, here in Berlin, these S-Bahns on most lines run every 10 minutes, and the subway lines run every 5 minutes. So that's, and each bus here in Berlin is like at least every 10 or 20 minutes. So that's nice.
It was interesting because I spent majority on the east side, which was under communist rule, where the DDR was these last not too long ago. And so we met a lot of people who were communists. I never thought that I would become friends with a bunch of communists. It just never crossed my mind as an American, but it ended up being wonderful. I had a lot of friends that had a lot of different political views that I had never really viewed before. I learned to
That's actually fascinating. I didn't know that was still like prolific on the East Germany. Huh.
No, I mean, it's not that prolific. Yeah, I mean, we have something we call the Neue Bundesländer, so the new states of Germany. And these are basically the states that came to Germany after the German Democratic Republic, the GDR, broke down. Like when the wall of Berlin fell down and Germany reunited, they were integrated because they were integrated into the BRD, the other part of the west part of Germany. And we got the new Neue Bundesländer, and one of the problems with these Bundesländer, with these states, is that sometimes people get less money in those states because that's still a thing. I mean, that's just still an issue, and well, yeah. I mean, government is trying to do something against it, but yeah.
Respect other people's opinions a lot more, to not be so hasty to judging. And I realized that the ideals of communism can be appealing. I mean, maybe I shouldn't categorize them all as communists. A lot of them were just socialist and had more of those communistic ideals. But
here in America, communism is like a dirty word to most people.
Here it isn't.
So
here it isn't. It's just more like if you talk about the story attached to it, the Soviet Union and what happened in the German Democratic Republic, that's not a nice history, but that's not a bad word.
I wonder what the people he's talking about, is it like that in Germany at all? At least on the east side? No?
Well, it's not a bad word. And I think, well, it's not like you go on the east side and everyone's like talking about communism. It's more like if you really go into the talk with someone, they might open and say that because not all people living in the GDR thought that communism was bad. And there were people that didn't find it bad, but found the thing around it bad, like being controlled. In the GDR, we were controlled. We have like the Stasi, which was like some kind of police, which basically spied on you. For example, if you were listening to West German TV stations or radio stations, you could be arrested and maybe punished to death, actually. Well, not to death, but you would be arrested.
Interesting. Like,
so
would you guys prefer to be called socialists?
But the communism itself might not be the thing most people in the GDR disliked.
Or not, because here in America, people with those type of ideals typically label themselves socialist. And even that is, a lot of people get afraid.
Still an eye-opener to me when I started making friends with perspectives. If you're wanting to learn German, the key to speaking any language, I think, is just speaking it constantly. And
Kraus.
You can do it. I didn't think I was going to be able to learn a language, but I got a lot of support from my siblings who would write me letters saying, oh, you can try something more like this, try something like that. For example, my sister, she plays the piano, so she kept telling me to continue to study and memorize the charts of the German language, which tell you der, die, and das, so the masculine, feminine, and neuter cases.
Yeah, it's not like really, it's like the article. I don't know if that's the thing we call it articles, or I don't know if it's the same word in English, but like in English it would be just the, and we have der, die, das. So der is masculine, die is feminine, or it could also mean multiple, like plural, and das is like neutral. If you say, for example, the man, you would say der Mann. If you say the woman, you would say die Frau. If you say, for example, the car, you would say das Auto. But if you say the man, speaking of multiple, you would say die Männer, so not der Männer. But yeah, and I mean, lots of people say German is hard. Like we have a thing where you say Deutsche Sprache, schwere Sprache, so German language, hard language. But I heard from other people, for example, that French, for example, I can speak French too, but French is a hard language. And I think all languages are hard if you're a foreigner, but I know that German is especially as hard because it's even hard for like German kids
and
trying to learn all the things,
nominative,
grammatical
dative,
stuff,
genitive, things like that. And you memorize these endings, and she compared those to a scale, like when you're learning the piano. And so she said, just keep memorizing those, and that proved to be really beneficial.
I might have to look into that.
No, please
Also,
don't. Please
in
don't.
learning German, the
Please
first thing
don't.
I mean I learned
Save
is was
yourself.
bedeutet.
Please
So
don't.
what does
Even even fifth graders in Germany are like frustrated.
this word mean? So you
Please don't.
Was bedeutet.
say was bedeutet
Was bedeutet?
Haus, and then they
What
say
does
in English
mean?
house.
How do you say?
So
I think I would need to know, where is the bathroom?
Wo ist die Toilette?
those two sentences were
Oder
the first
das
things I learned in
Klo?
German, and then from there, if you're stranded on the street, you have to speak, you can always struggle to put a sentence together.
Yeah, I mean in Germany, like there's a guy on TikTok, Liam Carpenter, who makes like German videos, and he's like, in Germany we don't say and stuff. It's funny, but he also made videos like an English guy coming to a German in German, and he asked, "Do you speak English?" Because he can't tell it in German, and the guy is, "Yes, a little bit," and then it's with the perfect English. That's true. In German, for example, speaking English to someone is not a big deal. You learn like here English from 5th or 7th grade, so even like in primary school already. And I know countries like France, for example, are really into French language. So if you're not in a really touristic region, they might not speak English or don't try to, you know.
But really, in the end, learning the language wasn't the issue. After about 4 months, it was no longer an issue. I mean, I just woke up, studied the language, and
That's
it
nice.
just came pretty naturally.
That's nice.
That was a very... Whoa. Who are you?
That's nice.
Actually, I know who that is. I watched her the
The
other day.
German?
All right, that's a nice video. Go check out Livey. That was a really good video. And go check out Brian West. Leave a like and subscribe. I might react to him again. If you want that to me to do that, then leave a like and subscribe and write a comment below. We'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.